drag this and it don't make sense.
So I'm bantering with this guy. You just want to get involved.
Who wants to get involved?
Behave yourself. I'm not bantering with the guy.
Don't tell me to behave myself.
Behave yourself. If I'm bantering with the guy, don't get involved. What thing will happen?
What's this? Behave yourself. Just behave myself. Until my father, you my papa.
No, are you my mother? So don't tell me how to talk or I'm dragging it and don't want to listen when I tell you how to behave. Don't tell me how to talk. Am I not talking to Fairme?
I'm not.
No fit get conversation with somebody. Is it because you became head of house or whatever? You start telling me what I should do.
Because I know you're so paid.
How can I pay for what?
You are so paid.
I nominated you. How can I be paid?
Where did that come from? Do you understand?
Leave it now.
There's no shisha for your brain. No carry and come from where I dare.
Hey, God, I beg go. 2 seconds, everywhere don't boss. Casala don't boss. Housemates were seated, waiting for the Aquafina task. And conversations were just going here and there. You know how big you used to give us half gist. But all I was able to take from this whole conversation was Fairme was talking about how people have suffered and how people have hustled and upbringing on a general terms. The next thing, Ozee now started personalizing it to himself that how do you know if I have suffered? Is it because I told people I studied in the UK? How do you quantify suffering? How do you know I have suffered? And the boy was not like, I'm not referring to you. I'm just talking on a general tone. Nelly was getting irritated with the whole back and forth. And Nelly was just making like side comments. Ozee was saying that you cannot tell me how I have suffered. So Nelly now said, is there grade to suffering? Ozee said to Nelly, okay, since you want to grade suffering, which grade are you? Should we give you... Ozee now said, okay, since you want to grade suffering, should we give you trophy for suffering? And the girl was not like, I don't understand. I wasn't even talking to you. And Ozee said, I wasn't talking to you either. I was talking to Fairme. It's me and Fairme that were having our back and forth. So why did you put your mouth? Now so fight can't start to behave yourself. Why would you tell me to behave myself? It's the way Anita jumped into the whole thing. Hey! Anita quickly stood up for her friend. Why will you tell her to behave yourself? Ozee said, okay now, since you don't want to behave yourself, then don't tell me how to talk. But come to think of this whole matter. Now, Fairme caused all this thing, But then again, Fairme was just talking on a general note, talking about suffering and how people have hustled. Ozee took it personal. Now, he now personalized it. How did you know I have suffered? Did you know how I grew up? Have I talked about my upbringing? Because I went to the UK? Do you like Nelly and Ozee instead of, exchanging words to each other? What was so interesting to me is how Anita stood up for her friend. Anita said, no. You cannot tell her how to talk. You cannot tell her how to behave. Are you her father? Why would you say that kind of thing? When I think I've heard it all, Ozee now said, this is because you're head of house. I cannot now express myself. I'm like, How did the head of house come into this matter again? That was when Nelly now carry fire. I know you are pained. Ozee said, how am I pained? I voted for you to be the head of house. So how will I be pained after voting you? I'm actually not pained. Like, how am I pained? They just kept having back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Hey, goodness God. Suj. It's the way Suj just kept strong face beside Nelly. Suj did not say anything. Victoria was not telling Fairme, you are the one that caused all this thing, But I don't even know who to blame. Fairme was just talking on a general note, talking about suffering, what suffering means to him, how we see suffering on a general level. Ozee personalized the whole thing, took it personal. Like, why would you be talking about suffering? Do you know if I have suffered or not? How can you describe somebody's suffering where you don't know their upbringing? And Nelly was just very irritated with the whole back and forth, Because actually, Fairme did not personalize anything to Ozee. Ozee was the one that took it personal. Nelly finished Ozee. Every time we are having conversation in the house, you always want to take it personal. You are Mr. Right. You don't ever want to be wrong. Hey, if there's smoke shisha for your hair, don't smoke and come my side, I'm like, wetin happen? Auntie, wetin happen? Hey, if they say when they carry this case, go court of law, Nelly will be at fault because Ozee was not even talking to her. At that round table, she only like got irritated and, you know, spoke out. Ozee was not referring to her. Fairme was not even talking to her, but she took the whole thing personal. Alright? Ozee also is at fault because Fairme that was talking about suffering wasn't referring to Ozee's personal life, but Ozee now took it personal. But I understand where Ozee is coming from. Ozee is a billionaire son now, and we all know this show, you know, they favor anybody wey get money. Okay, whenever you mention that you come from a rich background, people no go vote for you. So the boy is trying to like preserve that information. How do you know I have money? Do you know if I have suffered? Blah blah blah. Like he was just trying to, you know, be strategic and conceal himself. But at the end of the day, person wey go vote for you go vote for you. Person wey know you go know you. But at the end of the day, I know they will be fine because I know Nelly is close to Ozee them, okay? And I wasn't expecting this whole fight. But one thing I think, you know, made Nelly really upset is because of yesterday's head of house challenge. Ozee them actually voted for Nelly as the head of house, and they were expecting her to choose Suj and Tofa as their guests. So the Mbadiwe twin are disappointed that Nelly did not choose the ACs as their guests, all right? Because they told her that one of the reasons why we voted for you is for you to pick the boys and go to the head of house condo. So Nelly heard that information and was actually angry that why would Ozee say that one of the reasons why I voted for you is for you to take the boys to the head of house, you know, condo. So I think that anger is still in her and the whole thing just escalated. But at the end of the day, they will be fine. Today is not the first time they're having issues, and it will not be the last they'll have issues in Big Brother house. Fairme was talking on a general note. Ozee took it personal. Nelly got irritated from the whole back and forth and, you know, joined the conversation. And that was just the whole thing that happened. So, guys, what do you think? One funny incident happened. DJ Flo and Ruthie were gossiping when they were doing their laundry or something like that. So I think she was trying to talk about, you know, their lockdown experience. And immediately, the camera came to their side. She now looked up and kept quiet immediately. I'm like, auntie, you want gossip, you don't get mind. But these housemates are so conscious of the camera. Most of them are always looking at the camera. Why is it like that? You want to yarn, you want to gist. Why are you like, if you know you cannot say that with your full chest, why not just keep it to yourself? She got a look up and the camera just captured her immediately.